everybody, it's Ruby, and today I have kind of a random video for you guys. This definitely is going to be like a pretty short video, but I really wanted to make it, and I will explain why in a second. Today I have a video all about my favorite Netflix shows. So for those of you who personally know me, you know that I have an addiction to Netflix. Starts off as just sitting down thinking I'm gonna watch one episode of a show, turns into about a 5-hour binge. And you know what? After all of that, I still have no regrets. I absolutely love Netflix. Netflix is great. It's there for you when nobody else is. It provides entertainment. It provides a reason to stay up until 2 or 3 in the morning. So I just thought I would make this video for you guys, even though it's gonna be really short, just because, I don't know, for those of you who are maybe new to Netflix, or for those who have like just wrapped up a season and don't know really what to watch next, that's where I come in. And I literally didn't know like what video I wanted to film today, and all of a sudden I had this idea, so I just decided, you know what, Ruby, sit down and make this video. Gosh darn it, make this video for those who are lost in the world of Netflix. Also, like, really quick side note before we get into the video, I did get new glasses. I really doubt that you guys can tell. They're literally the exact same frames that I have, but they're just in a different color. They're actually brown. If you guys have been watching my videos for a while, you know that like I have this exact same pair of glasses in purple, and they absolutely love them, but sometimes I want a little bit of a change rather than wearing like, you know, bright purple frames. So I got these, they're brown. I really think they look nice with my hair and my skin tone, and I don't know, I just really like them. So now from here on out I'm gonna be switching back and forth between my purple frames and my brown frames. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of let you all know that. Also, while I'm on this subject, no, Netflix did not sponsor me to make this video. If they did, oh my god, that would be so cool. But seriously, I'm just making this video because I want to. Netflix is not sponsoring me. I was not asked to make this video by Netflix. I'm just doing it because I love it. Also, before I get started, just the last thing, and then I promise we'll like get into the video. All these shows that I'm mentioning are definitely for more of a mature audience. So if you are younger than like 14, 13, I would definitely ask your parents before watching these shows. Some of these shows specifically, like, you should probably not be watching until you're like 15 or 16. So just keep that in mind. Definitely for my younger viewers, please ask your parents before you watch any of these shows, okay? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, so starting off with a little category that I like to call guilty pleasures. So these are all shows that are kind of just girly shows that you can like sit down and watch, and although they may not be like the most complicated plot lines for a television show to have, they're just really fun guilty pleasures to watch at night, or eating a bowl of ice cream or popcorn or whatever junk food you choose, or like if you have some girlfriends over, they're really fun to watch. And they're also just shows that I highly enjoy. So the first show on this list is the infamous Gossip Girl. I have watched this show literally 3 times. I'm not even kidding you guys. It's one of my favorite shows. It's such like a fun show to watch, such a guilty pleasure, but for real, you get so invested in the characters. Plus, it's filmed in my favorite place in the entire world, New York City. So if you all haven't watched this show, and I mean, you don't have to be a girl to watch it, but the majority of like my friends who watch the show are females. So if you're a girl my age, a little older, a little younger, would totally recommend Gossip Girl. My second show on the guilty pleasures list is One Tree Hill. This show went off the air a few years ago, and I had heard about it a lot, but then I never watched it until I got a Netflix account. I feel like that's how it usually goes. I don't watch shows until like they're available on Netflix, but it's a super fun show. And then kind of going along like the lines of things that have been off the air for a few years, the last show on my guilty pleasures list is 90210. The show is basically about high school romances and just a bunch of other like drama stuff. It's just a really like fun guilty pleasure drama show. So yeah. Okay, so moving on to my favorite comedy shows to watch on Netflix. I'm a big fan of comedy, love to laugh. I hope you like to laugh too. Anyways, the first show on the list is The Office. This is my all-time favorite TV show. That tied with what I'm about to mention next. If you all haven't watched The Office, what are you doing? Going along with one of my favorite shows, this is definitely tied for my favorite television show up with The Office, and it is Scrubs. with Zach Braff, who is literally one of my favorite actors and directors. It's such a funny show. If you like The Office, you will really like Scrubs. It's basically a show about doctors and nurses, but unlike, you know, a show like Grey's Anatomy, that's a really like serious and intense television show, this one is definitely much lighter, but I really recommend it. The next show that I have to recommend is Portlandia. This is definitely kind of an odd show. Some love it, some hate it, but I just really like it. There's not much to say other than it's a really wacky show and you will not regret watching it. Next, for the comedy list, I have The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is so funny. It's with Ellie Kemper from The Office. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. I watched the first season like the day it came out on Netflix, and I kid you not, I stayed up all day and all night watching the entire first season. My friend Haley and I actually finished the entire show together in like one day, I kid you not, and like it was totally worth it because it's so funny. Next, I didn't know whether or not to like put this in drama or comedy, but I think it definitely like falls into comedy, although there are definitely some like dramatic moments. Jane the Virgin. It is so incredibly funny. Again, it's one of those shows that I watched all that's available on Netflix, and now I'm watching like the weekly episodes. It is just so funny, brilliant writing, brilliant plot. The actors are amazing. I literally like have told all of my friends to watch this show, and like even though it's super popular, a lot of my friends don't watch it, so like I have nobody to talk to about it. So if you guys watch it, please let me know and we can have a conversation in the comments down below. My next suggestion is something that actually just came out on Netflix, but it's with Bill Hader and Fred Armisen. It's literally like so funny. It's called Documentary Now. This is definitely what I would call an intelligent show. If you don't watch the documentaries that they're making fun of, because that's what the show is, they're kind of like making parodies on famous documentaries, you won't really find it funny. So this is kind of a hit or miss show if you're not interested in what they're talking about, but I really recommend it for those who just love comedy, and plus it's like two of the best like comedians of our time. So like what could be wrong about the show? Nothing. My next suggestion is Parks and Recreation with Amy Poehler. Most people have watched this show before, but again, I always recommend it if you like kind of The Office and those kinds of shows. It's just really funny. There's no reason to really talk about it a ton because it's like pretty well known. Next up on the list is New Girl. This is kind of a new show for me actually. I just started watching it, but I already like really like it, and I added it kind of like to my list on Netflix that it's really easy to find. You know you found a good show when you like add it to your list, because that means like bam, it's official. The last show on like the comedy list is Friends. The show is obviously not new. I've watched it again. I think I've probably watched the show like 3 times through. It is so funny. And lastly, we have the list of dramatic television shows. Ooh. I don't really know what that was, but yeah, let's just begin. The first show in this like category is The West Wing. This is kind of an older show. Again, like it went off the air a few years ago, but it's really popular. It's definitely more of like a historic / like political drama, so if you guys aren't interested in that kind of stuff, you'll probably find it really boring. It's definitely like a really mature show. You have to be interested in politics somewhat in order to enjoy the show. Up next on the list is Mad Men, and talk about some amazing acting. The show is so good. I also really like it because it's set in 1916 New York City, so it's kind of like a period piece, and everything just really looks like so accurate. Obviously I wasn't alive in the 60s, but everything just looks like it belongs in the 60s. Like nothing is out of place, and it's just such a good show. Up next is Scandal. I again kind of just started watching this recently. A lot of my friends watch it though, and so I was kind of like, well, I should probably hop on that bandwagon because I want to be cool and watch Scandal, and it is so freaking good. Just watch it. Up next on the list is Breaking Bad. I know that so many people have watched this show. I am actually watching it for the first time, however, and it is so freaking good. Really dark, really intense. Please ask your parents before watching this show. This is like the one that I do not want to get you guys in trouble. If you start watching this and then your parents are like, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm sorry guys, and then they take away your Netflix account, because I don't want to be held responsible for the fact that you can no longer watch Netflix. Up next is the show House of Cards with Kevin Spacey, who in my opinion is one of the greatest actors. He is just so phenomenal. There's not much to say about this show other than it is insanely good, and the new season was just released on Netflix, and you guys, it is amazing. Up next, I won't talk about this show much because it's really, really popular, but Pretty Little Liars, go watch it, you won't regret it. Up next on the list is Switched at Birth, which is an ABC Family show. Really, really good. I really like it. I know that a lot of my friends aren't huge fans of it, but I just say this is kind of one of those shows that you have to watch for yourself and just see what you think about it, but personally, I really like it. Another ABC Family show is The Fosters. This is really, really, really a touching show. I didn't really know what category to put it in because it is funny at some points, but it's also definitely a drama. But it's a really great show, touching story, great acting, great moments, great storyline, and I just really, really, really like it. And lastly on the list, which is the last show I'm going to mention in this video, but one that I would highly, highly request, is The Blacklist. This is one of those shows that the first 2 seasons are available on Netflix, and the 3rd show is actually like still airing weekly. So I finished the first 2 seasons on Netflix, and now I'm watching the episodes every week as they come on. But this is one of those shows that I can already tell I'm going to be watching over and over again. I actually just started re-watching the first season on Netflix because I love it so much. It is such an intense and brilliant show. I cannot express how much I love the show and how much fun it is to watch. Definitely is violent. There's a lot of blood and violent scenes in it, so if you guys aren't into that, I would definitely recommend maybe clicking off and watching something else. It's usually not the kind of show that I would watch, but there's just something about it that is so intriguing, and James Spader is just unbelievable in the show. Such a good show. And also a really weird side note, but something that I've noticed is their use of music in the show is just amazing. The songs they use are awesome. I found so many new songs that I have downloaded and bought because of hearing them on The Blacklist, but it's such a fun show to watch. I just love, it's so funny, it's so violent, but I love curling up before I go to bed and watching an episode, which is super weird, but I would highly recommend the show. Okay guys, and that wraps up my favorite Netflix shows. I had a lot of fun actually making this video, just sitting down and talking to you guys. I really hope that you all enjoyed. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Please subscribe to help me get to 1,000. It would mean the world to me. Follow me on all my social media networks. Links are always in the down bar below. And I will talk to you all in my next video. Okay, bye guys.